What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Prime Time Sports Fix Show. And I'm your host, Royce Morgan, coming at you again to satisfy your sports fix. Make sure you follow us on all the social media platforms. Follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/PT Sports Fix. Make sure you are following us on the Twitter machine because that is where all of our content and all of our posts will be first is on Twitter. That twitter.com/PT Sports Fix. So make sure you are following us on Twitter and locking in with us there. Make sure you follow us on the gram, Instagram at Primetime Sports Fix. And make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just go to youtube.com and type in Prime Time Sports Fix. Like and subscribe. I will be updating that with all of the recent podcasts. And you will get all of any of our videos as far as daily fantasy content, sports betting, any post-game reactions or any post-game videos we do will be on that YouTube channel. So make sure you like and subscribe on there as well. And you can also like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Prime Time Sports Fix, and listen to us wherever you get your favorite podcasts. We're on Apple, Spotify, tune in, anywhere you listen to your favorite podcasts, we are there for you. On this episode, we are getting into, can the LA Rams repeat as Super Bowl champions? We're going to get into that and the NFL futures of the top teams to possibly win the Super Bowl next year. Also going to do a quick wrap-up of the Super Bowl, which I did not give my thoughts on, and the wrap-up for the NFL season until we get into off-season talk. So I'm going to get into that, and we're getting into the NBA All-Star Weekend, getting into that terrible dunk contest, and the great NBA All-Star Game, and also a three-point shootout. Was crazy. We're going to get into all that on this episode. So we're going to take a quick break and we're going to get into the NFL Super Bowl and can the Rams actually repeat next year. We're going to get into it right after this. Don't you go anywhere on the Prime Time Sports Fix Show. What's up, everybody? Thank you for listening to the Prime Time Sports Fix podcast. And I'm so excited. I'm coming to you today. Have you heard about Anchor? Anchor is an app on your phone, and it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Best of all, it is free. Yes, it's absolutely free, and that's what I'm using to make my podcast right now. There's creation tools that allow you to record from your phone and edit on your computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all the podcast networks for you. And also, you can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. How cool is that? It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place, and it's free. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. What are you doing? Download that right now, and it's also the best way to interact with the show because you can send in voice messages. Peace. All right, we are back on the Prime Time Sports Fix Show. Getting into first a Super Bowl recap real quick. I did not give my thoughts on that great Super Bowl. The LA Rams win 23-20. Just going to quickly get into real quick about that before I get into can the Rams actually repeat. So this game was actually a great Super Bowl. I mean, it was a lot of exciting stuff happening. I mean, you had touchdowns. You had OBJ going crazy in the first half before he gets hurt. You got the Bengals make one big play, and it looks like they're going to go with Jamar Chase, and they don't get a touchdown. A lot of stuff, and the Bengals could not stop the LA Rams defensive line. That was the story of the game. Aaron Donald, Von Miller, and their other pass rushers were just all over Joe Burrow, and he almost got hurt. So this was crazy. The Bengals need to hire to get the offensive line fixed immediately. That should be a priority 1, 2, 3, and 4. And if they do not, they need to fire all of their general managers and everyone that is putting that team together. Because Joe Burrow is a great quarterback, but he will not last. He will end up like Andrew Luck if they do not get any offensive linemen in there. But Joe Burrow definitely showed he's Joe Cool. Definitely had a great game. And the Rams, they just shut up all of the haters and critics. Odell Beckham had a great game before he got injured. I feel really bad for him at a torn ACL. Do not know what's going to happen with him. I'm hoping he just, if he does come back, he's going to come back with the Rams. I just know all these injuries are going to take a toll on him at some point. It's already taken a toll, but just the explosiveness that he had in that first half was amazing. Cooper Kupp, who I did not mention yet, was ridiculous. Cooper Kupp was going crazy. The last drive, it was all him. If you notice, their offense came to a halt for a little while without OBJ. Then they started finding ways to get Cooper Kupp the ball, and Cooper Kupp just went crazy on that last drive. He even had the 4th down conversion on a running play. Cooper Kupp, his cup was running over. Cooper Kupp, I loved it. Amazing stuff by him. Matthew Stafford did throw 2 interceptions in the game, but still overall had a very, very good game. And the Rams could not get their running game going, which made Matthew Stafford's game even more impressive. 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, threw for 283 yards. So Matthew Stafford did throw 2 interceptions, but in the fourth quarter, he made the drive of the drives. Like I said, got them to march down the field, and they needed a touchdown. And he got them a touchdown. That is the most important thing. Money time, money plays. Matthew Stafford proved it. He's a champion. Sean McVay, I'm excited. Aaron Donald proved he is the best defensive player in a very long time. I don't know if we could go ever, but he is definitely in the conversation. Aaron Donald went crazy. AD, the Super Bowl parade was lit. I don't know if you guys saw it. Aaron Donald he was up there dancing, shirt off. They were talking about possibly retiring Aaron Donald and Sean McVay. That's possibly because they want more money in their contracts. But they said they're gonna run it back. Let's run it back. The general manager had the T-shirt on. Les Snead had the F them picks. F them picks. Let's go. I love it. LA Rams went crazy. Great Super Bowl champions. I just totally loved it. Everything they did. So we are going to transition from our Super Bowl talk there and get into next year. Can the LA Rams repeat? And also look at the other Super Bowl odds that we have going on for next year. So first, the question is, can the LA Rams repeat as Super Bowl champions? Of course they can. I mean, you can't say they can't. Of course they can. But it is so hard in the NFL. The NFL is just not like other sports. There are so many more injuries, and injuries happen so much more, and just the way players want to get paid, and a lot of players leave. Like I said, once you get that chance, that Super Bowl, people get endorsement deals. Players that are not great players start feeling themselves. So it's going to be extremely difficult. We saw the Buccaneers actually run it back with the same exact team and didn't get it done. Injuries got in the way. Some egos got away. Antonio Brown went crazy at the end. So it's always hard. And the LA Rams have as much star power as anybody, with Jalen Ramsey, Von Miller, and all those guys. Unless, like I said, the Rams, that they're going to have to find some way to get some other big names on this team at really great value deals, and they're going to have to stay injury-free, which is so hard in the NFL season. Only the last team to repeat was, of course, the Patriots, and the Chiefs that I thought would definitely repeat. The Chiefs have not repeated yet. With Patrick Mahomes in offense, like I said, it's harder to win because people literally scout you the entire offseason, your entire offense, and everything you do. So it's always extremely hard the next year. Sometimes you're just not as hungry. So like I said, thinking about the past Super Bowl champs that repeated, there's only been the Patriots. There's also the Broncos with Shannon Sharpe, and also that Dallas Cowboys team. I believe Dallas Cowboys repeated as well back in the day. But the Patriots were the last to do it. And they have Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, the best quarterback ever, possibly, and the coach. Tom Brady is the best quarterback ever, and possibly the greatest coach ever in Bill Belichick. So hard in the NFL. Every year, somebody goes from worst to first, and some surprise team that we do not have no idea about comes up and wins. Also, in the NFL, it's one game elimination of playoffs. That's so hard to predict as far as repeating. Again, because if you have one off Sunday, it's any given Sunday, anything can happen. So I just don't know if I see that happening. I probably have it, if you ask me on a percentage scale, out of 100%, what would I give it? Maybe 10 to 15%, and that's extremely high, considering how volatile the NFL is when you see a team go to the Super Bowl, they don't make the playoffs next year or win the Super Bowl, so we're going to see. But I do expect LA Rams to still be in playoff contention, and I do expect them to have a competitive team, but I do not expect them to repeat. Now, like I said, I do think they can win another Super Bowl within the next 2 years. I do think they can. Like I said, if Aaron Donald decides to stay, doesn't retire, we shall see. So looking at some of the Super Bowl odds, this is powered by Caesar Sportsbook currently. The Kansas City Chiefs come in at number one with the highest odds to win at plus 650. Then we got the Buffalo Bills coming in number two at plus 700. And the LA Rams, who just won a Super Bowl, at plus 1,000. Then we got under them, we got the Cincinnati Bengals at plus 1,200. Surprised they are fourth. Joe Burrow, though, definitely is amazing. Number 5, the 49ers. I have no idea why they have the 49ers that high, unless the 49ers are getting Tom Brady out of retirement, because Jimmy G's not going to do it, and Trey Lance, I don't think is going to do it in this first year, as far as get a Super Bowl. Then we got Green Bay at plus 1,500. The Dallas Cowboys, them boys, at plus 1,600. And Tampa Bay Buccaneers at plus 1,800. And the Tennessee Titans at plus 2,000. And that is the top 10 teams with the highest odds to win this year. Like I said, if I was going to put my money on it, which I will at some point here, I do not think I'm going to make any bets right now on this, but I will do it more close to the season. Like I said, I may put it in a super small one. I'd probably put my money on Kansas City or Buffalo out of those two. Like I said, I put the Rams a little bit higher than Buffalo. I probably put the Rams 2. But I do love Josh Allen. What they got there, they can just fix that running game a little bit and get a little bit better on defense. I think they can definitely make a big time run next year. But like I said, we always got to see. So those are the highest Super Bowl odds out of there. Like I said, I have no idea who's going to win. The NFL is so unpredictable. There's always a team that we're not talking about that comes out of nowhere. I mean, it could be a team that we don't even know on the radar that could just go off next year. I don't know. Is it the Raiders with Josh McDaniels? I doubt it. Is it my Chicago Bears? My Chicago Bears come back. Now I think they're going to be a Super Bowl championship, Super Bowl contenders, or in the contending like that thing with playoffs. I mean, yes, definitely playoffs. So it's a lot of teams that could be in there. So we'll see. Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, and I have a couple favorite teams. So like I said, Chicago Bears are my number one team, being Chicago, but I love the Cowboys, and I also like my Kansas City Chiefs. I have a couple favorite teams, and I'm not a bandwagon person. These are my favorite teams. I recommend having more than one team so I don't get heartbroken throughout my NFL season or my other sports NBA season. That's why I have a couple different teams to root for. Anyways, that is going to do it for our NFL talk there on the Rams Super Bowl, as well as the top odds to win. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to get into the NBA All-Star Weekend. What needs to be changing? How great was it? Dunk contest, terrible. 3-point shootout was great. Should they switch the order? What should they do there? The All-Star game was amazing. Analysis on that. Steph Curry going crazy. We're getting into all of that right after this break on the Prime Time Sports Fix Show. Don't you go anywhere. All right, we are back on the Prime Time Sports Fix Show, getting into the NBA All-Star Weekend. We're going to get into all the quick festivities before we get into the All-Star Game analysis. So, we had, of course, the Friday night, the Rising Stars. Saturday night, the Skills Challenge 3-point shootout, and the dunk contest, and then we had the All-Star Game Sunday. So, Friday night, the NBA Rising Stars game. It was a totally new format where they have different teams, all the young players, different teams, and they also have some of the young G League players as well from the G League Ignite team in there. Definitely liked like a little tournament style of play, and they also had the Elam ending as well. Definitely liked the format. Definitely get to showcase a lot of the young stars. Definitely had some exciting plays in that as well. So definitely like that going forward. Nothing super big stood out, except for a couple of great highlight plays. Definitely, like I said, so Chicago Bulls, Io played great, played pretty decent. Sorry, not great. He did not do that. LaMelo Ball was in that game. We had Cade Cunningham, and Team Barry actually won this. Team Rick Barry was coaching. No, yeah, Rick Barry. We had Isaiah Thomas, and we had Gary Payton, and I cannot remember the other coach there. But definitely, like I said, very good showing on the Rising Stars game. Like that concept going forward, keeping the Elam ending like the All-Star game is done, and having all the young players display their talents. Very good. Now we move to NBA All-Star Saturday night. So they have the skills challenge was a different. Now they have it as far as teams. They had 3 players from the team. They had the team rookies, so they had Team Cleveland, and they also had Team Giannis. So very interesting concept having the 3 players, and they did it totally different. They did a full different skills challenge. Very, very exciting, and definitely liked it. I still like the individuals going against each other, but I'm totally fine with a team skills challenge as well. But I still liked it a little bit better with individuals. Like I said, I think they're trying to just merge it in a little bit. They're trying to do some new things, which I love the NBA for. Always trying something new. Definitely still was very good and exciting. Have no problem at all with that. Then moving on, we had the best thing of the night, the 3-point shootout. We had Zach LaVine, we had Patty Mills, we had CJ McCollum, we had Karl Anthony Towns, we had Luke Kennard, and the 3-point shootout was great. The 3-point shootout is pretty much now the main attraction now. It literally has pretty much been the main attraction, really, since the last great dunk contest was probably, of course, the Zach LaVine, Eric Gordon. The last good one after that was the Aaron Gordon, Derrick Jones one. So those are probably, like I said, now I'm not saying it has been no great dunks besides that, but just saying the 3-point shooter has been the highlight. We had it's weird because now the best stars getting the 3-point shootout and don't get in the dunk contest. Now I'm not saying there's 3-point shooters that are just jump shooters that should not be in dunk contest, but it just seems like it's okay to participate in the 3-point shootout, but not in dunk contest, and I definitely love seeing that stroke. So definitely had some great stuff. Karl Anthony Towns had the worst odds to win, but of course the best odds on the payout, and I better to win. I totally love Karl Anthony Towns getting the big. He said he was the greatest shooting big man ever. He's gonna prove it, and he definitely did. It was a beautiful thing talking about his mom. He wore a necklace with his mom on it, and the NBA approved it. So amazing. Karl Anthony Towns, happy for him. He's had so much stuff going on with the COVID and the losses in his family, but I just love that. Karl Anthony Towns, great 3-point shootout. 3-point shootout was great. I'm actually going to watch that again because I actually didn't get a chance to watch the whole thing. But the best part about it, I saw all the best parts in the final rounds. But I love the 3-point shootout. I like watching that multiple times, as well as some of the other Saturday night things. Besides the All-Star, I watched both of these at least 2 or 3 times. Then the dunk contest we go to. We have Jalen Green, Cole Anthony, Juan Toscano-Anderson, and we have Obi Toppin. This is not a bad roster of players. These are young players, and I kind of understand. Of course, they always pick young players for the dunk contest. The last couple years, big stars don't get in. And I actually thought this might be decent. Jalen Green's a very high flyer. Cole Anthony maybe not be a high flyer, but he can dunk pretty good. And then we got Obi Toppin, who's been a dunk contest champion in college and everything. Does between the leg dunk in the game and everything. And we also, like I said, have Juan Toscano-Anderson was the one person I didn't like. Juan Toscano-Anderson, he dunks on people, but I have not seen him do any creative dunks. So I was surprised to see him in the contest. So anyways, I do not want to say, like I said, this dunk contest still, I would say, it probably was the worst. And I know we're in the moment. There have been some other ones that have not been good. There's one I know with Desmond Mason. There were some others when they were trying to emulate the dunks on the spin wheel. But this was the worst dunk contest as far as making the dunk attempts. I saw a stat where they went 7 for 23 in the first round on made dunks. And I really don't want to hear the whole thing. We've seen every dunk. Yeah, we may have seen most of all the dunks, but there's still always a way you can do it differently, and there's more swag or a way you could do it that'll make it look a lot better and really nice. And it was just, the creativity and swagger was terrible on some of these. Now, Obi Toppin, I'll take that back. Obi Toppin has a great creativity, but he could not get none of his dunks clean, or he couldn't get them with either enough force, or he just couldn't get it in the way like there's like Dwight Howard did a Superman dunk where he actually threw it in. He didn't even get one like that. So if you can't dunk it in with force, it's better to throw it in where you just do some kind of crazy hops. Obi Toppin did have 2 dunks that were going to be great if he would have got them on the first time or got them without attempting them. The biggest issue is when you miss the dunk and you keep attempting the same dunk over and over and missing it. That's the biggest issue with dunk contests, and they need to fix that. So, as far as getting the big stars, I have no idea if they're going to get the big stars in. John Morant said he's not sure. I heard in an interview he would do it for $1 million, but they don't pay that much. If they were, so they either need to up the amount they're going to pay, or they need to do one of two things. They need to either do the NBA players against G League or against just pro dunkers, or they need to just make it all pro dunkers or G League players or whatever. Anybody who wants to be in dunk contest that's a pro dunker, G League, and they just need to try out. They just need to do that because the NBA players just don't seem to want to do it no more. So it's got to be one of those two things. Like I said, it's gonna have to do that at some point, or you got to up the amount of the prize money to try to get some of these other stars to get in. I really don't know why some of the stars don't want to get in. And yeah, you could say every dunk has been done before, but it's always better when you see a star player do a dunk, even if it's not that tight. If Giannis does the dunk that we've seen before, it still will look better than it would if it was just some random role player that's a 1 or 2 year player. I mean, like I said, now obviously you could say he's going to be on a higher grading scale because he's Giannis. But if Giannis does a dunk where he does some crazy stretch dunk, it'll still look tight because he's Giannis. And I bet he can sell it better than some of these young players. I think are not ready for the big audience and big stage. I think that's why they're missing all these dunks. So that is my idea to fix it would be to bring in pro dunkers and either go against the NBA players, or they need to just take NBA players out of it altogether, or put that prize money up some way and give some type of other incentive to get in the dunk contest. Otherwise, we need to move the dunk contest to the middle and put the three-point shooter at the end, because dunk contest has been terrible the last couple years since Aaron Gordon and Derrick Jones went on that crazy one. So, moving into the NBA All-Star Game Sunday night. The NBA All-Star Game was crazy. Now, like I said, I know it say don't play a lot of defense, and it's true. They don't play a lot of defense for the first 3 quarters. It really is super easy to score in the first 3 quarters. I don't care what team is the last couple years and for a while now. The key is always in the fourth quarter, can it get competitive? And for a while, the fourth quarter was not competitive in before they added the Elam ending. This is the 3rd year I believe they've done the Elam ending, and it has done a great job of increasing the excitement level towards the end of the game. The only thing I will say I do not like about the Elam ending is when they do the fourth quarter, they need to not let it end on a free throw if they can. So if it's a foul, you just gotta take it out. Just keep taking it out to end on a game winner. And also, I believe they have the target score, so whoever's leading going to the fourth quarter, they add, I believe, 24 points to it, and they make that the target score. I do believe they probably, I said they don't need to have time. I think they did probably put that up to 32 maybe, because it's still pretty easy to score 24 points. And another thing they do in that fourth quarter, there really isn't any stoppages. I believe they can call, one timeout only for that quarter at all. I believe it's one or two times. I think one timeout each for each team. So it's a lot of high-paced action, which is amazing. So you literally can't leave your TV if you want to get the whole fourth quarter. Like I said, they started playing great defense. I mean, you saw, like I said, the best players in the game. You had Team LeBron with LeBron, DeMar DeRozan, Steph Curry out there, Jared Allen. I couldn't believe Jared Allen in there over Jokic for the defense. Then you got the Team Durant with Embiid, Zach LaVine. Who else you had out there? Embiid, Zach LaVine, and I believe they had Devin Booker, and I cannot think who the other person was, but it was very intense down the stretch. I just love the intensity and the heart they played with, and Team LeBron gets the win again. They win 163-160. LeBron James gets the ball on the last. DeMar DeRozan shot down, gets the ball on the second to last play, gets the ball, posts up, hits a fadeaway. Then actually Zach LaVine comes down and hits a three to cut it to one. So like Team LeBron just needs 1 point. DeMar DeRozan throws the ball to LeBron, posts up on Zach LaVine, my shot-down guy, and Joel Embiid comes at the last second. LeBron does this little pump shoulder fake, fades away, and hits the turnaround jumper, and bam, it's game over. So Team LeBron gets the dub again. It was a great game. Like I said, I love the way it ended. I didn't even get to the best part. Before I get to that, Steph Curry drops 50. He was a human highlight film the whole game. 50 points, 16 threes, had everybody going crazy, had Iverson, Reggie Miller, and Dwayne Wade on the commentator's schedule going crazy. Everybody going crazy in Steph Curry. Steph Curry had about 3 look-away shots that he made. He literally turned around to the crowd for one, turned around and stared at Trae Young and Giannis for one from half court, and he just went crazy. Hit the most threes by anybody in the All-Star game and broke the record for most threes in the game. Was literally, I believe, 1 point shy of the All-Star record of points, wins the MVP. Anthony Davis, I believe, got 51 or 52. He dropped 50. So Steph Curry went crazy ham. Loved it. My guy Steph Curry definitely put it in. So it was, like I said, a great game all around. Like I said, a very good mix of excitement, fast-paced action, and then in the fourth quarter, big buckets, wire-to-wire game. That's what you gotta love about it. That's always what you want to see. Like I said, they're playing for charity money. Like I said, some charities got some big money. I think $300,000 for the winning team, or $200,000 for the winning team for charity, and the other team got, I think, $100,000. So, Team LeBron won $450,000 for Kent State I Promise Schools. Team Durant won $300,000 for Cleveland Food Bank. So, great stuff there playing for charity. Great show in Cleveland of all places, but it was a great NBA All-Star game. I'm definitely excited about it. If they could add an ending, maybe go to 32. I think possibly would be good, and that would probably be the only thing if I would add. The ending has been the best option to keep it very, very competitive, and also have the first 3 quarters be about offense and highlights and trying to entertain the crowd. So I think it was a great mix. And like I said, the All-Star weekend, Saturday night, to see to fix that dunk contest, man. And like I said, we have this every couple of years. The dunk contest just goes in a bad phase for a little bit. There are going to be some great dunkers come out there, but we'll see. I mean, I don't know. They might need to get the pro dunkers. So that we're going to do a quick break, and we are going to wrap it up here on the Primetime Sports Fix Show. Don't you go nowhere to do our wrap up right after this on the Primetime Sports Fix Show. All right, I think that's about gonna do it on this episode of the Primetime Sports Fix Show. We got into all things NFL, Super Bowl recap, LA Rams. Can they repeat? Can Aaron Donald and Matthew Stafford, can they run it back with Sean McVay? We got into that. We got into the best Super Bowl odds teams to win next year. Who is going to win with the Chiefs, Bills, Bengals, LA Rams? Got into all the odds on that and who I would put my money on to get back there. And we got into all things NBA All-Star Weekend. Got into all of the Saturday night and the dunk contest. What can we do to fix it? is it going to be terrible going forward? I don't know. We got to all that, how to fix it. And we got the NBA All-Star game. Steph Curry going crazy. Team LeBron with the win. The Elam ending. All that great stuff. Make sure you guys follow us on all our social media platforms. Follow us on Twitter. Twitter.com/PT Sportsfix. It's so important to follow us on Twitter because that is where all of our updates will be first as far as any videos, content, free daily fantasy content, daily sports betting content. Anything is going to be on that Twitter first. So make sure you follow us on Twitter. The second best place to follow us is Instagram. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Primetime Sports Fix. And like I said, that Twitter is PT Sports Fix. Make sure you follow us on that Twitter machine. Instagram is Primetime Sports Fix. Type that in on Instagram. Follow us there. And make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just go to youtube.com and type in Primetime Sports Fix. Like and subscribe. All of our podcast episodes will be put on there. And all of our other video content we post, any daily fantasy plays, sports betting content will also be on that YouTube channel. So make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube there. And also, you can like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Primetime Sports Fix. And you can listen to us wherever you get your favorite podcasts. We're on Apple and Spotify. Tune in. Anywhere you listen to your favorite podcast, we are there for you as well. And make sure you give us a review, please, a 5-star review. We would greatly appreciate it. That would be a tip to me if you guys could support that and give us a 5-star review on Apple or Spotify, or also let your friends or family know, anybody loves sports as well. Let us know on there, and make sure you subscribe on there as well. So anytime we post any new podcasts on Apple or Spotify, you will get the updates going to be in your feed on Apple or on Spotify. If you listen to your favorite podcast, it will be on there first. So make sure you subscribe. That is very, very important. And we truly, truly do appreciate you. I really do. I'm Royce Morgan. So we are going to get out of here right now. And one thing we want to do here, what do we want to do? We want to satisfy your sports fix and satisfy your daily fantasy fix and satisfy your sports betting fix. I'm out of here. Royce Morgan. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm out of here. Deuces. Goodbye.